Audie Leon Murphy was born on June 20, 1925, in Kingston, Texas, into a large farming family struggling through the economic strain of the Great Depression. He was one of 12 children born to Emmett and Josie Bell Murphy, and life at home was defined by poverty and instability. His father eventually abandoned the family, leaving Josie to raise the children under extremely difficult conditions. When she died while Audie was still a teenager, he became effectively orphaned at 16. With only a fifth-grade education, he was forced to leave school and work various low-paying jobs to help support his younger siblings. These early experiences shaped his sense of responsibility and resilience, forcing him to mature quickly in a world where survival depended on determination rather than opportunity. The hardship of his youth would later be seen as a foundation for his extraordinary endurance and discipline in military service. Enlistment and entry into the Second World War. In 1942, motivated by both patriotism and a desire to escape poverty, Murphy attempted to enlist in the United States military. He was initially rejected by the Navy and Marine Corps for being underweight and physically small, standing around 5 feet 5 inches tall and weighing just over 110 pounds. Eventually accepted by the U.S. Army, he began training and quickly demonstrated determination despite his slight frame. Basic training revealed a soldier who compensated for physical limitations with persistence, focus, and adaptability. He was deployed overseas during World War II, serving in campaigns across North Africa, Italy, France, and Germany. His early battlefield experiences were harsh, exposing him to the realities of modern warfare at a young age. Despite the overwhelming scale of conflict, Murphy steadily gained recognition among his peers for courage and reliability under fire, setting the stage for his later reputation as a remarkable combat soldier. Battlefield heroism and the Holtzweiler engagement. One of the defining moments of Murphy's military career occurred on January 26, 1945, near Holtzweiler, France. During intense combat, he faced advancing German forces while his unit suffered heavy losses. According to military accounts, Murphy climbed onto a burning tank destroyer and used its .50 caliber machine gun to hold off enemy troops. Despite being wounded and exposed, he reportedly maintained his position for over an hour, coordinating defensive fire and artillery support. His actions are credited with halting the enemy advance and allowing his unit to regroup. This extraordinary display of courage later earned him the Medal of Honor, awarded for conspicuous gallantry at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty. The event became one of the most widely recognized examples of individual heroism in World War II and significantly shaped his national reputation as a war hero. Military honors and psychological aftermath of war. By the end of World War II, Murphy had received a remarkable number of military decorations, including the Medal of Honor, the Distinguished Service Cross, 2 Silver Stars, the Bronze Star, and multiple Purple Hearts. In total, he accumulated 33 U.S. and Allied awards, making him one of the most decorated American soldiers of the conflict. Despite his public recognition, Murphy struggled privately with the psychological effects of combat. At the time, this condition was often referred to as, quote, battle fatigue, now recognized as post-traumatic stress disorder. He experienced recurring stress, emotional distress, and difficulty adjusting to civilian life. Although celebrated as a hero, he carried the unseen burden of war throughout his later years. Murphy became an early advocate for veterans' awareness, speaking about the emotional toll of combat long before such issues were widely acknowledged in society or military institutions. Transition to Hollywood and cinematic success. After returning home, Murphy entered the film industry, where his wartime fame opened opportunities in Hollywood. His most notable early success came with the 1955 film To Hell and Back, adapted from his own memoir. In a rare occurrence, Murphy portrayed himself, reenacting his wartime experiences on screen. The film became a major box office success and helped establish his acting career. Although he never considered himself a trained actor, he appeared in more than 40 films over time, often in westerns and war dramas. His performances were characterized by a straightforward, understated style that resonated with audiences. While he remained modest about his abilities, his screen presence and authenticity made him a recognizable figure in mid-century American cinema. His transition from soldier to actor reflected both public fascination with war heroes and Hollywood's interest in real-life stories of courage, Western films, and expanding acting career. Throughout the late 1950s and 1960s, Murphy became closely associated with Western films, a genre that defined much of his acting career. He appeared in productions such as Night Passage, 1957, where he acted alongside established Hollywood stars, and several films in 1959 that showcased his growing versatility. These roles allowed him to portray complex characters ranging from lawmen to outlaws. In No Name on the Bullet, he played a more morally ambiguous character, earning critical attention for his intensity and restraint. Murphy also worked in television, appearing in episodes that expanded his audience beyond cinema. His consistent presence in Western storytelling helped cement his image as a rugged, disciplined figure suited to frontier narratives. Although he never pursued acting for artistic ambition alone, his body of work contributed to the popularity of Westerns during that era and solidified his place in genre history. Television work, music, and public service. Beyond film, Murphy expanded into television and other creative pursuits. He appeared in programs such as The Big Picture, a U.S. Army-produced series designed to inform the public about military activities. His involvement demonstrated continued ties to the armed forces and earned him recognition, including the Outstanding Civilian Service Medal in 1960. Murphy also participated in television storytelling, appearing alongside notable actors in dramatic episodes that showcased his adaptability. In addition, he explored songwriting, composing several country and Western-style pieces that were later recorded by popular musicians of the time. While not a primary focus of his career, these creative efforts reflected his willingness to engage with multiple forms of media. His public image remained closely tied to service and patriotism, blending entertainment with military advocacy in a way that reinforced his reputation as both a cultural figure and national hero. Personal life, marriage, and family relationships. Murphy's personal life was marked by both stability and difficulty. He first married actress Wanda Hendricks in 1949, a relationship that attracted public attention due to their combined fame. However, the marriage faced significant strain, influenced by the pressures of Hollywood life and Murphy's lingering psychological trauma from wartime service. The couple divorced in 1951 after a brief union. Shortly afterward, Murphy married Pamela Archer, a former airline stewardess, whose more private and grounded lifestyle provided a contrasting sense of stability. Together, they had two sons, Terry Michael and James Shannon Murphy. His family life became an important source of support, helping him navigate the demands of fame and emotional stress. Despite ongoing challenges, including health issues and emotional scars from combat, Murphy's second marriage endured longer and provided a foundation for his later years, offering him greater personal continuity and domestic stability. Later career and final film projects. During the 1960s, Murphy continued acting in Western films and television productions, though the intensity of his career gradually declined. He worked on projects such as 7 Ways from Sundown and Posse from Hell, collaborating with writers and directors who helped shape his screen persona. He also participated in international filming, including projects outside the United States, reflecting a willingness to expand his professional scope. One of his final notable films, A Time for Dying, 1969, marked the end of his major acting collaborations. Although several planned projects were never completed, his film career left a lasting imprint on the Western genre. By the late 1960s, Murphy had shifted focus away from acting, spending more time on personal matters and reflecting on his life experiences. His contributions to film remained significant even as his public visibility gradually decreased. Circumstances of the 1971 plane crash. On May 28, 1971, Audie Murphy died in a plane crash near Brush Mountain, close to Catawba, Virginia. The aircraft, a small twin-engine plane, encountered poor weather conditions while flying at low altitude over mountainous terrain. Official reports concluded that the crash resulted from pilot error combined with limited visibility. The accident was sudden and fatal, ending the life of one of America's most recognized war heroes at the age of 45. The wreckage and investigation supported the conclusion of an unfortunate aviation disaster rather than any intentional cause. His death shocked the public and military community, as Murphy remained a widely respected figure decades after World War II. The incident was initially treated as a tragic but straightforward aviation accident, consistent with similar crashes occurring under challenging weather conditions in mountainous regions during that period. Rumors, theories, and public speculation. In the years following Murphy's death, various rumors and theories emerged questioning the official explanation of the crash. Some speculation centered on inconsistencies in flight conditions, while others suggested more elaborate possibilities involving external interference. These theories were fueled by Murphy's fame, wartime history, and connections with public and private sectors. Over time, narratives developed suggesting alternative explanations, though none were substantiated by verified evidence. Family members and official records continued to support the conclusion of an accident, but public curiosity persisted. The absence of definitive public understanding of every technical detail contributed to ongoing speculation. As with many high-profile deaths, the combination of limited information and public interest allowed theories to circulate widely, even without supporting documentation. These discussions gradually became part of the broader mythology surrounding Murphy's life and legacy. Reinvestigation, modern analysis, and legacy. Decades later, renewed interest in the crash led to modern reviews of available evidence, including weather data, wreckage analysis, and historical documentation. Some accounts suggested alternative interpretations, but no universally accepted conclusion has replaced the original findings. Advances in forensic technology have allowed for more detailed reassessments, though they have not produced conclusive evidence of anything beyond an aviation accident. Murphy's legacy remains defined primarily by his extraordinary military service and cultural impact, rather than the circumstances of his death. He is remembered as one of the most decorated soldiers of World War II, and a prominent figure in mid-century American cinema. The continued fascination with his life reflects the enduring public interest in heroism, tragedy, and historical ambiguity. Ultimately, his story stands as a combination of documented achievement, personal struggle, and lasting cultural influence, rather than unresolved mystery.